I was sure that joy, limitless joy, was in the next thing that I wanted until I got it. I realized it was in the next thing. So now I find myself with so many things that have become garbage, and I am still searching for joy. So we need to recognize, we need to tap in.
Come link with me under the Iroko tree. Make a reason to every season, speaking the truth for the youths, maintaining the spiritual rules, maintaining the spiritual rules, maintaining the spiritual rules.
Blessed love, welcome forward again, African family, world family. Underneath the Iroko tree, Iroko reasoning, spiritual roots, tapping into the spiritual roots of things as always. We'll come forward once more in the spirits and energies of MAAT, UBUNTU. Greet you, Mer, HOTEP, ANKH, SENEB. So before we go further, we just take that breath of fresh air there so in nature, as we are a part of nature and playing our part. Yes. So I want to say, big up to the ancestors, those who have taught us what not to do and what to do, the right and the wrong. So now we know what we really to choose from. So we say, for those who have lost someone in this time, emotionally, financially, spiritually, all of the allies them, we want to say more strength to you, more strength to you. Hopefully you can find the way to move forward in a positive, progressive manner. Yes? Yeah, man. So we're there. And we want to say to those who are supporting, we give thanks for the support. Continue to like, subscribe, comment. But we know we're going with you. Yes, man. And what you think about what we have to say. So we're there once more. I will give thanks to be here. But this reason, and I want to talk about the enemy within. And how much do we value ourselves. So that's the reasoning for this one. But before we get into the main root of the reason, we're going to jump into Herbz Caanah. What we tell about a herbs where you probably never know, or a herbs where you know, I will tell you something new about it, hopefully. So Herbz Caanah. Yeah, so for this Herbz Caanah, I want to feature the herb DogBlood. Yes. So we're in nature right here, so here is the plant. As we say, this is the real pharmacy, nature farm, and we come see, and then for know we have to study. Yes. So we're going to talk about DogBlood, and then say is one of them herb that is seemingly more geared towards the female. Yes. So I want to say, not a physician, not a doctor, no medical training. We are just sharing these things for awareness. So if one is contemplating using these herbs that we bring awareness about, if you want to use them, please go and do your own searching and make it research so you're fully informed, because I might just present just a bit of information on these herbs just for awareness, as I said before. So yes, DogBlood in the wild, grow all about the place. Some of us will know it, some of us might not. So there it is with these red berries. So right there, hopefully you're getting a good view of what it really looks like. Yeah, so that's why I want to please support the thing so we can get some better equipment so the viewing can be sharper and more in depth. Yes. So as we say, DogBlood, also called pigeonberry, bloodberry, rogue plant, baby pepper, and fertility bush. Alright. So as we say, we're not do nothing too special. We just go do the searching. Yeah, man. So we'll go and search and we'll find. And it's a seek and ye shall find. That's over there. The benefits of DogBlood are numerous, but these benefits are amplified for women with difficulties in giving birth. That is because DogBlood bush has been proven to contain anti-inflammatory properties that are used to clean the fallopian tube. Yes. So
Here's another plant right there. Yeah, so there it is. A DogBlood. These red berries. And I think it also get its name based on the fact that when you squeeze the berry, it does that red looking thing too. That red juice coming outside. That's where it gets it the name DogBlood from. So there it is, flourishing among some cerasee and all other type of herbs, which more of us could do that in real life, exist together and just flourish. Yes. So as we say, for cleaning the fallopian tube, DogBlood bush is useful in reversing these effects. There goes Mr. Bees over there. Yes, I see we have like a one piner. Hopefully it come and give us some fruit. Yes, so in addition to boosting a woman's fertility, the DogBlood bush may be used to treat wounds, bruises and cuts. This may be done by making a tea from the leaves and then use it to wash the wounds, bruises and cuts and any other skin ailments. DogBlood is also useful in treating headaches, inflammation of the stomach, inflamed joints and any other inflamed area of the body. Yes, so take a good look at it if you didn't know it before. If you didn't know it before, hopefully we'll tell you something new about it. But as we say, please go do your own searching, make it research, find out more about this herb. As I said, this one is more geared toward the female based on the information that I have seen thus far. So DogBlood. Yes. So man and woman who want to get pregnant and might be having difficulties, you can look into these herbs, and I am sure there are many other herbs out there as well that can be used in combination or by themselves. So yes, and next, don't quote me on this, but I think the berries also, based on its red color, is also used in food coloring. Can do more in research on that part, but yes. So yeah, and some might be saying man or woman are pregnant. Yeah, because as we say, we need to go back or go forward, Sankofa, to the history. And we know that from the African space, when the woman is with child, the man is also with child. So it's not like this society now when the girlfriend or the wife pregnant, then that's the time the man find somewhat of a valid excuse to go to the road, go get what him now get from him wife at that time, even though within that time of pregnancy, women should be having sex. Yes? But it depends on who the woman is, because some women might want to, some women might not want to. So men should be around fully in those times, whether that is happening or not, because both the man and the woman is pregnant at that time. Yes? We were both involved in the act, so we should both be involved in taking care of what the act brought forward. So this is what we're saying. So take a look at this herb, do your own research. Again, not a medical doctor, no medical training. We're just sharing these things for awareness. And as we always say, the key to the health is knowledge and use of the knowledge, not more pharmaceutical or medical dosage. Yes? So, Herbz Caanah, DogBlood, check it out. Peace, bless.
Then we jump into real life challenge, Jizz, real life challenges. So for this one I want to talk about accepting loved ones or those around you that have not grown to the level that you're at. As we say, real life challenge is something we struggle with. More time we feel like we just reject and leave people because, and that depends greatly too on how much information you're giving and the type of information you're giving, and it's being rejected. As we say, we are human and this is a challenge. But for the most part, it's to accept those that you love and who love you, but they're not on the same page at the same time with you. So it can become a struggle, it can become a challenge, but we're working on it. And to recognize there was a point we were at that stage as well. So, but it gets difficult sometimes, as we say, working on it. To accept those who are not there as yet, who probably just want to do the foolishness one more time. Or we can look on it so them just want to get it out of them system so them can grow past it. So it's not did if knock them. But it's to develop a better willpower within the self as well too. So as we say, we are working on it. Accepting those who are not with you, even though they might have the knowledge and aware, but them choose not to take on that better way of doing just yet. So we are struggling with that to accept those people. We're working on it because we want to be better within ourselves as well. So real life challenge, accepting those who seem to not be ready. We have views on it still, but yes, we're going to leave it there for now. So real life challenges, accepting those who don't seem to be ready to take on the growth, the betterment of doing things as yet. Blessed. So as we said, the main root of this reasoning now is the enemy within. How much do we value ourselves? How much me value myself? Yes? So we're going to look upon this. And we talk about valuing of the self. We're talking about the willpower, the sense to choose what makes more and better sense than everything else based on the information where you have, where you are. So that's the thing. If you're not aware of something, then you're not aware of something. But what you're aware of, are you using the best out of what you're aware of to make the decisions that you're making? So this is what we look on. When we value ourselves, that's the way we're going to be thinking. So it's not so much about being right and wrong for the most part, but it's to find better ways of doing and being and thinking. So this is the journey. This is what we look forward to. So if I value myself, and I'm going to say standing up in a fast food line, forget the false food is a way of treating myself. I should be thinking that, you know, I better I'm growing at the market, get some fruits and vegetables. And that is now putting health to the system, and that is the way of treating the self. So we have grown up with the misconception of treating the self, meaning for the most part we are choosing things that are harmful to us as a way of treating the self. So yes, we are treating the self, but we are mistreating the self. We are giving the system bad treatment, the self bad treatment. This is the temple. How much we believe that? So if I value myself, I'm not going to work for 2 weeks before I get paid, a month before I get paid, and as I get paid, as I said before, we're talking about treating the self. I'm going to buy the sweet cake, white sugar, icing and all of that. And evidence out there said these things are giving you bad health. I'm going to stand up in a line where I just pay somebody how much out of my pay, what I work hard for buy my own unhealthy future. So these sweet treats were laced with white sugar and high fructose corn syrup, that's ailing us. So based on how we value ourselves, the high value or the, I don't know if we can call it the low one value, but let's say low value, that's the same thing we're going to pass on to our children. So these sweet treats we're giving to them only to be investing in the devaluing of themselves. So how we value ourselves will also reflect on how we value our children, and that will determine what we feed them on. And I'm not just talking about food, but just by thinking and behavior and all of that. So these things, yeah, if I value myself, I have to look on things different. So work so hard for how long for collect my pay, and as I get my pay, I'm going to give it to some people who are already rich, now eat the food where they provide for me. So how much we value ourselves, yeah, we treat the self to unhealthiness. And when we do that, we end up start give that same money where we say we are saved to somebody where I go give away a treatment for the ailment we already treat ourselves to. You understand what I'm saying? So we're just being treated. There's no healing going on, there's no curing going on because the thinking is not getting better. So how much do we value ourselves? How much do we want to defeat the enemy within? We need to check in, we need to tap in spiritually. When we value myself, it's going to be that I'm going to choose the fruit juice and the water, and not the poison liquid what we call liquor, knowing that in a couple of years time we're going to end up with these ailments from these things. And when we are talking about these things now, is these things have been proven. As we say, we have the gadgets now, the technology in our hands, so we know the information is there. You just type in to like a search and we find the information and we can cross-check. Yes? So of course, when they are say being hypocritical and say 1 and 2 times, because we have been there. But when we say when we learn to do better, then we should be doing better. And this is how we decide how much we value ourselves. So this is what we are talking about. As we say, the greatest waste of time is to know better and not do better. So, and as we say in a real life challenge, some people are at a place where them just don't ready yet. Personally, at some level, we feel like it's a cop-out still. Yes? Because the bigger side of the crowd seems to be doing this stupidity. So it becomes this part of least resistance to just go with. Yes? But sometimes, genuinely, people are not ready. But the truth is, if the information comes and is presented and is there and is evident and is proven, then why not? If I value myself, why not take it on? So this is what we are talking about. If I value myself, when I go jump in the car, push it to the limit, knowing that at this speed, anything can go wrong and I will have less control of this vehicle. So depending upon what go wrong, I lose my life, I left too much family now, because I might have youth, you have youth still involved with their mother, things great. So we have people in law, we have immediate family, we have all of these people who are going to put in a pain. So this is what we are talking about. If I value myself, and valuing myself just don't mean me as an individual alone, but all who are around me as well. So the value is wide. So if I value myself, let's say I'm in a situation where I need to protect myself with a gun. If I value myself, I try to go through all the necessary steps from top to bottom. And if I have the worst case scenario, nobody now help me, then I have to try a thing. But this is what I say, is to choose, based on the information you have, is to choose the highest level of information every time. So when we do that, we know say we're upon the path of doing better. Yes? If I value myself, I'm not going to get involved with somebody we're just going, or I just know a couple of weeks ago. And then we have sex without condom and all these things. Some people married 30, 40 years and still don't know they one another. So we feel so we're going to know somebody in 2, 3, 4 months. So when we value ourselves, we're going to take better decisions into dealing with what we are dealing with. We're going to look on the pros and the cons of the decisions when we value ourselves. So we'll get involved with this person. Sex without condom will catch a disease. And then we're going to say, if we did know. Yeah? In our next scenario, we end up with a child in the mix. Yes? No, I never liked this girl. She probably never really liked me neither. But we were just in our moment and we get caught up. And here comes a baby. So this is already a broken family. If we don't find a way to work it out. You know what I mean? Because we know that sometimes people, these things happen on people, probably find them way working things out sweetly. So is how much we value ourselves. We are the greatest enemy of ourselves. If I can't find myself to tell myself no when it comes to certain things, how much do I value myself? So we have to look on these things. It's crazy. So based on how you value yourself, based on how me value myself, I'm not going to get involved with somebody just to make them an ex. So I can be part of a conversation talking about ex and how the ex was and how. If I value myself, it should be nothing to take 3, 4, 5 years to try. At least, you know, so you go through all of the necessary steps. If this person is that evil and wicked to deceive you all this time, then that's on them. But it's not because you never try to find out what you're supposed to find out before you give yourself up to this person. Yes? So if I value myself, my body I go lock off more than my phone. Yeah man, my phone can open and dash down anytime. Because I value myself. So me I gonna be the thing that's locked off until you prove yourself to be something of value to me, because I value myself. So it must be value that I am taking on as well to increase my value. So this is what we are talking about. If we value ourselves, we must be thinking better, we must be willing, the willpower to want to do better at every level that we are. As we say, is choosing from the information you have at any given time the best part of that information to move forward with and make decisions with. Yes? So when we value ourselves, we're going to run go pick 2 mango in a mango season rather than figure so we can get a Magnum and a Pepsi. Yes? So these are the things we are talking about. Yeah, so the enemy within, how much we value ourselves. Because if I value myself, stepping in the shoe of a female for a second, and I'm going to have careless sex with somebody, end up get pregnant, only now if I got to think about an abortion. Or if I not take the route there, I have to try see how I can help my family, I have to go help me, or I have to go figure out how I to work out this for myself. So now I put myself in a position whenever necessary. Only because I probably got boosted by some so-called friends who say, no girl, me not see you want to do that. So it becomes a challenge. If you do that, me pay you. You know what I mean? Boy, I look good still, you know, yeah? And they boots you. So now you go a party, drink up some liquor with the intent of taking on this challenge and end up in this situation now. So how much you value yourself when you can't look upon yourself and say, no, don't do this. You're going to bring me, or possibly going to bring me. Just the possibility alone should stop us from doing certain things. Yes? And half the time, these friends are friends that can't help us out of the situation where them boost you up for going in. So how much I value myself for still wanting to hold on to these so-called friends. We need to check in how much I value myself when I go continue to smoke the weed. When evidence shows say it better you steam it or boil it and have the tea. You know what I mean? There are ways now how we can get the medical part of it, how we can start the manufacturing of some belt or rope or whatever the case is. So many other uses are there. So why if I value myself, I only go stick to smoking it. Since I love the weed so much, I'm supposed to want to be using it in all the ways possible. So how much do we value ourselves? How much do we want to defeat that enemy within? Yeah, so when we value ourselves, we're not going to claim to be honest in the crowd because that people want to hear so we're honest. But when it really comes down to those who we say we love, we're being dishonest to them. So when we value ourselves, them we're there. We value ourselves by saying if we say we're honest around this, so we're honest around at the next corner as well. We're honest when nobody knows see we. You know what I mean? As them said, the measure of a man is by what he does when no one is watching. So how much do we value ourselves? What we say yesterday, the only way it should be different today is if it is an upgrade to what we said yesterday. So it's something better than what we say and do yesterday. So that's how we choose or should be choosing to value ourselves. Yeah, if I really value myself, I'm not going to run around a man for have enough girl and girl in a bungle. So I'm a girlist. Because all I do is share myself with this whole bag of people. Come on out myself. Sooner or later, I won't be special to anybody. Because what we understand in terms of value as well, the more rare the mineral, whatever it is the more expensive it becomes. So if we use all these little things, look on ourselves. When we value ourselves, we're not going to run around, do these things based on misinformation and somehow people guilt trip into doing these things. So when you value yourself, you're going to keep yourself as clean as possible, meaning not everybody around the community know about you in certain ways. You know what I mean? So these are the things. When we value ourselves, we make better decisions. And that's what we need to be. So most of these things we got caught up in because society said these things are cool. You know what I mean? But if we recognize that just like the car or certain other things, the more owner it have, the less value it have. So if we check in, if we understand, if we look at these things, look at ourselves and realize what we are passing on to our children them. The enemy within, how much do we value ourselves? Yeah, so if I value myself, I'm not going to be willing to do stupidity one more time. Because based on the value of myself, I know that the quicker I get rid of stupidity, and the quicker I start make better decisions for my life and those around me. So if I value myself, I should be rejecting all negatives from whence they came or come. Yes? So it's like a soul. Yes? If I value my soul and decide for so I give my soul to a God, then shouldn't I now be able to, or be willing to check this God, scrutinize this God, question all the questions that we have of this God, because the soul we have is of such value that we must be sure, say, the God when I give the soul is God, a God we're going to take it, throw it in a safe, broke off the key if a key the safe use, and dash it because I'm willing to keep my soul safe and not just I give it to a God because I'm here, so the God good and the God great. I mean, I check nothing for myself. When I check it now, I give this God my soul and I'm going to sell it for silver and gold. So these are the things that we are talking about, based on how much we value the self and want to stop being the enemy of the self. Then we should be willing to take all the necessary steps for sure to ourselves, how much we value ourselves. And this is what we are talking about. We have to value ourselves so high that when it comes to doing what is necessary to maintain that value, it is easy to do. It's not a burden to go out and do what is necessary to maintain the value of self. This is what we need to pass on to our youths them. So how much we value ourselves when determine the things that we allow ourselves to do and others to do with us and to us. So when we value ourselves, we always have a look for the best of the best, to give yourself and to give to others, because the value of myself should be passed on in a way that someone that comes in contact with me should be saying things of value up here, because of the impression of me left. So I value myself that much. Yes, so because we have been dumbed down and we have accepted so much of this low bar, so much, sometimes it feels like we take on these things at this level, and because it's so wide across society, this seems to be the bar when the bar is all the way up here. So how much do we value ourselves? Yes, the enemy within, how much we value ourselves. We love to talk about the so-called beauty industry. If I value myself, all these false things, I would not even look at them. Yes, because to value myself is to know that I am above these things, and at no time these things are worthy to be a part of me, because me above that. I was created from a higher being, a higher thing, a higher whatever energy. Yes, so how should I now be saying I value myself and be taking things of a lower vibration to represent myself? Yes, so we need to look at these things, we need to think on these things and understand that just the way we carry ourselves determines the value we place on ourselves. So we have societal norms, yes, I represent myself as value, when the real value up here so is of a spiritual, deeper connection with the cosmos, with the universe. Yes, and that's the value or we should be seeking to maintain, because we don't need to go after it because we already have it, but we lose sight of the maintenance of it. So how much do we value ourselves and recognize that the greater enemy is within us, within the self? Some of it have to do with information, some of it we just need to take a time, sit down and look at what's surrounding, see how our food comes, how the birds are fly around, and just be amazed at how all these things, how them come to be, and then we recognize where the true value is. Yes, I was sure that joy, limitless joy, was in the next thing that I wanted, until I got it. I realized it was in the next thing. So now I find myself with so many things that have become garbage, and I am still searching for joy. So we need to recognize, we need to tap in, get back to that spiritually rooted, principled place within the self, so we can pass these things on to our children and recognize that the value we place upon the self will become the things that we choose to do. The decisions that we make will represent how much we value ourselves, not only by words but by action. So this is what the journey is about, finding better ways each time to do the next best thing based on the situation and the information available. Yes. So next reasoning, as we say, we're there. So who wants to stay safe out there? Hopefully you get something from this reasoning. What makes sense to you, you know what I mean? So stay safe out there, listen to the information, dissect it, take out what makes sense, throw what don't make sense. Like we stop running around like we head cut off. Yes? Take care of the environment, so the environment can take care of we. Take care of the youths them, we could pass on a better way of thinking, a better way of doing. Yes? So the value what we already have can be maintained. But we are giving it away, that value, to false things and things, unhealthy things, things that now lift up our vibration. So, yeah man, take care of the self. Value the self. Yes, value the self. So, whatever we choose, going to be of a high standard. So, by each of us doing that, the community, the larger world, the bigger community will become better, no doubt. So, that's what we're talking about. Blessings, peace.
Come link with me under the hero code tree. Make a reason, the rebel season. Speaking the truth for the youths. Maintaining the spiritual rules. Maintaining the spiritual rules. Maintaining the spiritual rules.